stabbing hotspots, acid attack zones, streets where even the police hesitate before responding alone. London has all of these things, and most tourists walking through Piccadilly Circus or snapping selfies at Tower Bridge have absolutely no idea they exist. The city that invented the bobby on the beat, the place where gentlemen in tailcoats once walked cobblestone streets tipping their hats to passers-by, now has neighbourhoods where violence isn't the exception. It's just another Tuesday. London is a city of contrasts. On one side you have Kensington Palace, the Tower of London, and Buckingham Guard ceremonies that draw millions of visitors every year. On the other side, you have estates where ambulances need police escorts, where teenagers carry knives as routinely as their phones, and where entire communities have been abandoned by the very authorities meant to protect them. The statistics tell one story. Over 100,000 crimes reported across London in 2023. Knife crime alone accounted for over 12,000 of those incidents. But statistics don't capture what it feels like to walk through certain neighbourhoods after dark, or the way mothers keep their children inside once the streetlights come on, or the sound of sirens that become so constant they fade into background noise like traffic or rain. These are the 10 most dangerous places in London no one will tell you about. Number 10. Peckham, South London. Peckham sits in Southwark, about 5 miles southeast of central London. The high street runs through rows of chicken shops, betting parlours, and corner stores with steel shutters that come down before sunset. Walk down Rye Lane on a Saturday afternoon and you'll see families shopping at the bustling market, Caribbean bakeries selling patties, African hair salons with colourful window displays, and street vendors calling out their prices. But that energy shifts after dark. Coffee shops with exposed brick walls now sit next to the same housing estates where gang violence has been a reality since the 1980s. Young professionals pay £2,000 a month for studio apartments in newly renovated blocks, while 3 blocks away, families in council housing deal with broken elevators, drug dealing in the stairwells, and the constant threat of violence spilling over from the estates. Between 2022 and 2023, Peckham recorded over 3,000 reported crimes. Peckham saw a 23% spike in knife attacks during that period, most around Peckham Rye and the Aylesbury estate. That spike wasn't random. It followed a pattern of escalating tensions between rival groups, fighting over territory and drug markets. The Aylesbury estate is one of the largest social housing projects in Europe. Built in the 70s as part of a utopian vision for working-class communities, it quickly became something else entirely. The estate's concrete towers and narrow walkways create blind spots, where attacks happen fast and witnesses disappear even faster. Number 9. Tottenham, North London. Tottenham sits in Haringey, roughly 6 miles north of central London. The area is known for its football club, its Caribbean community, and a history of civil unrest that stretches back decades. But if you want to understand Tottenham's relationship with violence, you need to go back to 2011. On August 4th, 2011, police stopped a minicab in Tottenham and shot Mark Duggan, a 29-year-old local man, during an attempted arrest. Duggan was suspected of picking up a gun from another man, but the shooting itself remains controversial. The officer who fired claimed Duggan pointed a weapon. Witnesses said his hands were visible. The gun was found several metres away from his body. Within days, protests erupted outside Tottenham Police Station. Those protests turned into riots. Those riots spread across London, then across England. Buildings burned, shops were looted, 5 people died. The official inquiry took years. The riots changed Tottenham forever. High Road, the main commercial strip, still has boarded up shopfronts from those riots over a decade later. Between those empty storefronts, you'll find betting shops, fast food joints, pawn shops with barred windows, and the kind of corner stores that sell single cigarettes to school kids for 50p. Number 8. Edmonton, North London. Edmonton sits in the northern part of Enfield, about 9 miles from central London. The area is a mix of residential streets, industrial zones, and sprawling housing estates that look like something out of a dystopian film. If Peckham is unpredictable and Tottenham is structural, Edmonton is systematic. This is where crime has been industrialised. Angel Road runs past auto repair shops. scrap yards, warehouses with rusted corrugated metal siding, and blocks of social housing that have been neglected for decades. The paint is peeling, the concrete is crumbling, the playgrounds have broken swings and graffiti-covered slides. Walk through these estates at night, and you'll understand why residents call it the Forgotten Zone. This is what happens when an area is written off by the people who control the budget. In 2023, the area reported over 3,500 crimes, with a significant portion classified as violent offences. But those numbers don't tell the whole story. Edmonton isn't just experiencing crime, it's facilitating it. The area has become a distribution hub for county lines operations. County lines is the term for a drug trafficking model, where urban gangs expand their operations into smaller towns and rural areas. They recruit vulnerable people, usually children, to act as drug runners. Number 7. Brixton, South London. Brixton sits in Lambeth, about 3 miles south of central London. The area is famous for its Caribbean culture, its markets selling jerk chicken and plantains, its record shops stocked with reggae and ska, and its music scene that helped birth grime and UK garage. Brixton has soul. Brixton has history. Brixton also has violence. The neighbourhood has a long history of civil unrest. In 1981, riots erupted after a young black man was stabbed and police were accused of doing nothing to help him. The riots lasted 3 days. Hundreds of people were injured. Buildings burned. The relationship between police and the community was shattered. 20 years later, in 2011, riots broke out again during the broader London unrest. Brixton was one of the hardest hit areas. Those riots were sparked by tensions between police and the local community, particularly young black men who felt targeted by aggressive stop and search tactics. The numbers backed up that feeling. In some parts of Brixton, young black men were 7 times more likely to be stopped and searched than their white counterparts. The community saw it as harassment. Police called it crime prevention. The tension never went away. In 2023, the area recorded nearly 4,000 crimes, with violent offences making up a substantial portion. Knife crime is a persistent issue around Brixton Road, Cold Harbour Lane, and the streets near the Angeltown estate. The estate has a reputation as one of the most dangerous housing projects in London, with gang activity dating back decades. Walk through Angeltown during the day and you'll see mothers pushing strollers, elderly residents sitting outside their ground floor flats, kids riding bikes in circles. But pay attention to the walls. The graffiti isn't just art, it's communication. Tags mark territory, names memorialise the dead, symbols warn outsiders to stay away. Number 6. Stratford, East London. Stratford sits in Newham, about 6 miles east of central London. The area underwent massive redevelopment for the 2012 Olympics, with gleaming shopping centres, luxury apartments, and the Olympic Park, transforming what was once a neglected industrial zone. The transformation was supposed to regenerate the area, bring jobs, reduce crime. But the redevelopment didn't eliminate the crime, it just pushed it into surrounding neighbourhoods. The new Stratford and the old Stratford exist side by side, separated by invisible lines that everyone who lives there understands. In 2023, Stratford recorded over 5,000 crimes, making it one of the most crime-ridden areas in London. Knife attacks and robberies happen regularly around Stratford Station, West Ham, and the streets near the Carpenter's estate. In September 2023, a 14-year-old girl was caught in the crossfire of a gang shooting near the Stratford Centre. She was walking home from school when 2 groups started shooting at each other across the plaza. She was hit in the shoulder. She survived, but the attack highlighted how gang violence in Stratford spills into public spaces where innocent bystanders become collateral damage. The area has a major problem with moped-enabled crime. Thieves on scooters target pedestrians around Westfield Shopping Centre, snatching phones and bags before disappearing into traffic. The proximity to major transport links makes Stratford an attractive location for criminals who can strike and vanish within minutes. Number 5. Hackney, East London. Hackney sits in the northeastern part of London, roughly 4 miles from the city centre. The borough has a reputation for being edgy, creative and diverse. It's home to artists, musicians, tech startups, and some of the most expensive coffee in London. It's also home to some of the most violent crime in the capital. Number 4. Newham, East London. Newham is a borough stretching from Stratford to the Thames. It has the highest crime rate of any London borough. In 2023 alone, the borough recorded over 37,000 crimes. That's more than 100 crimes per day. The areas around Forest Gate, East Ham and Canning Town are particularly dangerous. In October 2023, a 16-year-old boy was stabbed to death outside a chicken shop in Forest Gate. The attack was captured on CCTV and showed the victim being chased by a group of youths before being cornered and stabbed multiple times. Newham also has a significant problem with county lines drug trafficking. Gangs use the borough as a base for operations that extend across the country, recruiting vulnerable children to transport and sell drugs. The borough's proximity to major transport hubs, including London City Airport and the Excel Centre, creates a steady flow of people. Pickpockets target travellers at Canning Town Station. Moped thieves snatch bags from tourists near the Royal Docks. Number 3. Croydon, South London. Croydon sits in the southernmost part of London, about 10 miles from the city centre. In 2023, Croydon recorded over 9,000 crimes. The danger is concentrated around the town centre and the estates in New Addington and Thornton Heath. In December 2022, a 15-year-old boy was stabbed to death at a tram stop in Croydon town centre during the evening rush hour. Dozens of commuters witnessed the killing. Police arrested 3 suspects, all under 18. Croydon has seen a disturbing rise in teenage violence. Between 2022 and 2023, the borough recorded over 60 knife attacks involving victims under the age of 20. Many of these attacks are linked to drill music culture, where rival gangs use social media to taunt each other before escalating to real-world violence. The town centre itself is a chaotic mix of legitimate businesses and criminal activity. North End, the main pedestrian shopping street, sees regular incidents of pickpocketing, drug dealing and assault. What makes Croydon particularly dangerous is the lack of effective policing. Number 2. Southall, West London. Southall sits in Ealing, about 10 miles west of central London. The area is known for its South Asian community, its vibrant markets and its food scene. But Southall is also known for gang violence, drug trafficking, and a crime rate that rivals some of the worst areas in the capital. In 2023, Southall recorded over 4,000 crimes. The danger is concentrated around the Broadway and the estates near Havelock Road and Lady Margaret Road. In May 2023, a 20-year-old man was shot and killed outside a convenience store on South Road. Southall has a problem with organised crime. The area serves as a transit point for drugs moving in and out of London, and gangs use the local community as cover for their operations. Legitimate businesses are often fronts for money laundering, and violence is used to enforce silence. Number 1. Wood Green, North London. Wood Green sits in Haringey, about 6 miles north of central London. The area is a commercial hub with a massive shopping centre, high street shops, and a bustling market. It's also one of the most dangerous places in London. In 2023, Wood Green recorded over 5,000 crimes. The danger in Wood Green is relentless. The area around the shopping centre, particularly the streets near Turnpike Lane and Duckett's Common, has become a hotspot for gang violence. In March 2023, a 19-year-old was stabbed to death outside a McDonald's on High Road in the middle of the afternoon. Shoppers walked past the dying teenager as paramedics arrived. The attack was gang-related, and police arrested 2 suspects within hours. But the incident was just one of dozens of violent crimes in Wood Green that year. Wood Green also has a major problem with robbery. The area sees regular incidents of phone snatching, bag theft and muggings, particularly around the tube station and the bus stops on High Road. Thieves on mopeds target pedestrians, and the layout of the area, with its narrow side streets and alleyways, makes it easy to escape. What makes Wood Green the most dangerous place on this list is the combination of factors: high crime rates, entrenched gang activity, a lack of effective policing, and an environment where violence can erupt at any moment. It's a place where ordinary people going about their daily lives are constantly at risk, where a trip to the shopping centre can turn deadly in seconds. If you're planning to visit London, these are the areas where your tourist map won't take you, and there's a reason for that. The city wants you to see the palaces and the museums and the double-decker buses. They don't want you to see the other London, the one where survival depends on knowing which streets to avoid, which colours not to wear, and which postcodes mean danger.